Hello guys, and welcome to the first episode in a new Let's Play. Today we're going to be playing some Victoria 2 with the Historical Project mod as France. But not just any France, we're going to be playing as a Royalist France. That is because we are going to be restoring the Ancien regime under the Bourbon dynasty. That being the regime that ruled France before the French Revolution and a little bit after the restoration after Napoleon was defeated. So that is the plan. I did also make a little preview / feedback video before I started this Let's Play, because along with restoring the Bourbon dynasty, we are going to be adjusting the way France looks in order to make it fit a bit better to what we're trying to do. Because even if there is actually an event in this game that allows you to restore the Bourbon monarchy, it doesn't actually change the flag or anything like that to the more appropriate Bourbon flag or Bourbon Royal Standard. Because that is something we will be doing. We will be changing the flag to the Bourbon Royal Standard, which is the white flag with a bunch of yellow fleur-de-lis, I think it's called. And along with that, we're going to be changing the color of France to white rather than this blue we have here. Because it was actually kind of a surprise to me how much enthusiasm there was in the comment section on that feedback video. And it seems like pretty much everyone, except for one guy actually, supported changing the color of this blue color of France here to a more Bourbon Royal white. Actually, the only thing there was some real discussion on was whether or not, which color we should give Austria, because if we're going to turn France white, it would be a bit ugly looking if Austria also had a white color. So I decided on this color here, which is a bit different from what I made it in the preview video, because a lot of comments talked about how they wanted a bit more of a lighter color. And a lot of people also asked me to make it look more yellow or gold-like. However, when I tested that, it looked a bit wrong with the... it clashed a bit with Spain. So I decided to make it a bit sort of grayish yellow. I don't know, it kind of looks like gold as well. I don't know, because obviously there is gold or yellow on the Austrian flag. So I felt like that would be sort of appropriate. So yeah, hopefully you guys are happy with this color, although, as always, feel free to suggest adjustments in the comment section. I will always be open to those. So yeah, let's start the game, because we have some work ahead of us. We need to begin the restoration of Ancien regime France. As I talked about in the previous video, although I guess not everyone here has necessarily watched that, we will be restoring the Bourbon dynasty in one of two ways. Either we will be having a bit of a reactionary coup, where we will use a bunch of events that you can get in the liberal revolutions that are going on during the beginning of the game, to essentially roll back the voting reforms to get an absolute monarchy. And as you might notice here, the Legitimist Party, which is the French reactionary party in this game, is actually a party that historically supported the restoration of the Bourbon monarchy. I guess they viewed the Bourbons as the legitimate kings of France, in contrast to the Orleanist Party, which is the conservative party that supports the Orleanist dynasty branch of the family. And of course there is the Republican liberals, but obviously we're not going to be wanting to have anything to do with those guys. Even if they are a pretty good party, they actually have interventionism, unlike a lot of political parties, or a lot of liberal parties that have laissez-faire. Actually, the freaking Orleanists have laissez-faire. I guess that might be a bit historic, because I know I think I know anyways, that the Orleanists were supported by sort of, I guess, bourgeoisie people, people who I assume would like some free trade. But yeah, we do have some work though, and some things to do before we can restore the monarchy. So let's get the game going here. Let's begin by researching medicine. Let's send our ships to our colonial holdings in Africa to pick up some troops, so that they are actually going to be put to use rather than just hanging out in Africa not achieving jack shit. And one thing that I need to quickly see here is whether or not Prussia will go ahead and ally Britain, because that is rather relevant to my plan. Let's see here, let's quickly get some intellectuals going. I guess we can ally Morocco, why not? And yeah, we have a little event here, the day's insult. Essentially, I don't know, you can read this if you want, but it's kind of interesting actually how France decided to invade Algeria. I think it was, yeah, I'm currently listening actually to a podcast about the July Revolution, which happened in 1830, which was the one that overthrew the restored Bourbon monarchy. And I heard at least that the initial invasion of Algeria was, among other things, in order to try and get some sort of patriotic feelings in France to sort of shore up the support of the monarchy, but I guess it didn't really work. But yeah, the day's insult. Let's go ahead and take another state of Algeria, because why not? Although it sort of doesn't look like the Prussians are going to ally Britain, so I'll actually have to quickly restart the game here. Okay, so I went ahead and restarted the game, and now what I needed to happen has happened. The Prussians have allied the United Kingdom. For those that watched my little preview video, you will know that my plan is to reconquer Canada. And so I will use a war against the Prussians as an excuse to try and take some provinces in Canada. So that's the idea and the plan anyways. We'll see how well that works, but I think it should work. But yeah, we need to get on with the invasion of Algeria. I also put the legitimists in control, because I think that should boost reactionary popularity a bit, because we do have censored press. Although, okay, so actually, yeah, it seems like he needs state press only in order to get ruling party support. And meetings are allowed. Okay, so maybe changing to the legitimists won't actually make any difference. But no, actually no, we get 5% ruling party support here, so there is a little bit of a purpose to changing to them. So that is good. Why exactly an Orleanist king would appoint the legitimist party, that is not entirely known, but I guess we can roleplay that there is some I don't know, scheming at the court that caused a couple of secretively legitimist people to get into power, and they are now beginning to plot how to overthrow the Orleanist monarchy and re-establish the Bourbons. I will not ally you, Spain, because I have other plans in mind. Regardless, I've now begun the invasion of Algeria, so hopefully we can get this over quickly, because I need to lose a decent bit of infamy before I can begin my invasion of Prussia. I mean, obviously I don't have to do that to invade Prussia, but I needed to, if my plans anyways are going to succeed. We're going to begin sparing the Netherlands, because why not? I would kind of like it if I could convince the Netherlands to take back Belgium, but I sort of doubt I'm going to be able to do it, because they usually only do it when they are able to ally with Prussia. But whenever Prussia allies Britain, the Dutch are generally not able to ally Prussia for some reason, so I'm not really sure if we're going to see a greater Netherlands in this game. And obviously the reason that I would want that is because it'll make the conquest of Belgium a lot easier. But, oh well, let's focus on Algeria for now, I guess. Right, there goes pretty much the last bit of the Algerian army. Are you going to peace out now? Yeah, he is. So let's get Algerian Oran. So there we are. And hey, we can make a state in French Newfoundland. Let's do that. The last remnant of French Canada. Hopefully it will grow larger soon. Well, that is if my plans go according to, well, plan. Which they hopefully will. Ugh, stupid Netherlands have decided to ally Spain. That is a nuisance, because that's going to prevent me from allying them. But the most important part, though, is that I get an alliance with Austria. Even if we are historical enemies, we will now cooperate in our little invasion of Prussia here. Also, have I explained how I intend to restore the Bourbon monarchy? I forget. This is actually my second attempt at recording this, because first time when I recorded it, the stupid recording program decided not to record any audio, so kind of had to start recording over again. Well, I don't know, I'll explain it anyways, just in case I didn't explain it. We will be doing it in either one or two ways. No, that sentence did not make sense. We will be doing it in one of two ways. There we go. Either we will be we will simulate a royalist coup by abusing a bunch of events in order to get a majority of reactionary or legitimists in the upper house, and then we will be revoking the reforms and sort of simulating the restoration of the traditional monarchy. Or if we get unlucky with the events, we will be doing it through an event chain involving Napoleon and a republic, and it'll be quite a mess. But by 1870 we should have the monarchy restored. So yeah, that's the plan. So hopefully that works out. Because I think those events can be a bit random. I'm referring to what do you even, like, France has so many revolutions, I don't even know what to call them. I think the 1830 one is called the July Revolution, but I do not know what the 1848 one is called. Did it even happen in 1848? Not entirely sure. I think it was. I mean, I know that was the year of revolutions, so if I had to guess, I would assume that's the one. That's the one where the Orleanist king was removed from power. Yeah, once again, sorry if I'm repeating stuff here, but I forget what exactly I have explained, because I am feeling a bit confused because of the previous attempt at recording. So yeah, that's my excuse. Ooh, speaking of revolutions and Napoleon, so here we are, Napoleon III. Well, I guess he's just I guess it's just Louis Napoleon at this point, is memeing around in Switzerland. Should we extradite him? Yes, demands the Swiss extradite him. Honestly, not really sure what that does, but maybe we'll get another event soon. Also, yeah, I'm pretty sure I forgot to mention this. I have actually made a France campaign previously in this mod. Obviously, I did not become the Bourbon monarchy in that playthrough, and I think I ended it in 1879 because I didn't fail, but I really just wasn't doing as well as I wanted to. Well, I guess I was sort of doing well. I was just doing well in the wrong way, if that makes any sense. Probably doesn't make any sense, but my point is I wasn't super happy with the campaign. I was actually really unhappy with the campaign, and as a result I just sort of stopped making it and didn't say anything, because, you know, that's the classical way to end the Let's Play when you don't feel like playing it anymore. But I got a good feeling about this playthrough though, so hopefully neither you or me are disappointed. Alright, our armies are lined up at the border, and I think we have lost enough infamy at this point where I can begin fabricating a claim on Prussia. Well, actually not fabricate a claim, I'm going to fabricate a release puppet casus belli, because I don't actually care to take any German land. I feel like my approach to fighting Germany will be a bit different from my previous attempt at a France campaign in Victoria 2. Because last campaign I did everything I could to try and prevent Germany from forming. But then they just went ahead and formed anyways, because of the crown in the gutter, or gutter crown, or yeah, something like that event. That essentially just lets Prussia form Germany anyways. And for a second there I thought the Dutch were invading, but no. Sure, Belgium. I would like to kick you out of the British sphere at some point, so I'll try and make friends with you. You're invading as well, that's funny. Sure. If you wanna take your troops and go to some stupid place, then I would not necessarily be against that. Friendly, that is good. And yeah, no, we have not gotten busted yet. Although, once again though, it's just 2 point... ooh, fresh medicine indeed, yes. Give me some of that life rating, please. Speaking of life rating, that's one of the interesting things about France. I haven't actually double checked it, but I think the... yeah, 31, 30, compared to 45, 40. You can see that we have a significantly lower life rating than Germany has. And what that does is that it means that Germany will have a bigger population growth than we do. Which is what happened historically. It's one of the reasons that France became, well, weaker as time progressed, because during the French Revolution and Napoleon and whatnot, and there we go. France was like, it's really fucking crazy. I forget the exact numbers, but like France had almost the same number as people as like Russia or something like that. There was a huge amount of people in France compared to the rest of Europe. So when you see those numbers, the fact that Napoleon was able to like conquer Europe becomes a little bit less surprising. Especially because, you know, the regime previous to Napoleon was able to effectively, you know, mobilize the whole nation. So, but yeah, discussions of interesting history aside, let's see here. I feel like I might want to wait a little bit more though to get... Actually no, I don't think I need to wait anymore. yeah, we got so lucky with the infamy that I don't need to wait anymore before I go to war against them. So yeah, Sigmar again, and everyone will join me. Good. I wouldn't mind getting some extra allies though. I still cannot ally the Netherlands. Will you ally me? Actually no, yeah, no, he will not ally me. Although he has ended his alliance with the Ottoman Empire. That was the reason I wanted the alliance with Austria, because in my test game I was unable to ally the Russians because of their alliance with the Ottomans, but I guess that ended. Let's see, Denmark, want to join a little war against Germany, you know? I think that'll be good fun for the whole family. Let's see, Sweden, wanna fight, yes, Sweden wanna fight Germany, he knows what's up. Hanover, actually that would be a great ally, no? Well, regardless, it would be a great Sphereling to have, so maybe we should get in here? Although I have a feeling we're going to be outcompeted by the Prussians. And I did say that I wasn't going to try so hard to prevent the Germans from forming, well, Germany this time around. Because last time they did it anyways, so I feel like it would be better to just let them form and then try and mess them up. Alright, let's see if anyone here is interested in waging war. Denmark will not accept, that sucks, but everyone else except for Morocco will indeed join. So yeah, let us fund the army before we do anything. And now that our organization has been increased, we can begin the first war of the campaign. The war for the restoration of French Canada. Even if it will not actually at all involve fighting in Canada, but you know, what is a man to do? So here you can see the reason that I wanted to do it this way. Despite Britain having a higher military score, the Prussians are actually the war leader. I do not really know how, like I've always asked you guys in the comments, and I've of course gotten a bunch of nice answers, but I've never truly understood how war leaders are determined, because you can see the same applies for me. I have 50 or 65, but Austria has, okay, they have less than me, so that was a poor example. Guess it was in my test game that the Austrians had more than me. Yeah, I was a bit lazy in my test game and I didn't actually bother building up troops and stuff like that. Yeah, now Prussia, or Germany, is in very much trouble. Italy, France and Austria and Sweden has united against them. And yeah, the first step in the restoration process will begin. So let's get in here. Now you will be on our side, right? No, because secondary... Oh, fuck me. Really? Well, we cocked that one up. We might even actually win it. If we meme ourselves in here. God, this is an expensive victory, but hopefully it'll be worth it. That was not worth it, but what are you gonna do? Let's get some military tech now. I mean, we do have a malice to our army research, but guess we'll just have to try and live with that. And what now? Don't tell me you did something stupid. The War of Austrian Aggression? Aren't those events... Yeah, whatever that means. I know... I guess maybe some event happened to create alliances or whatever, because that's usually when those things pop up. It's essentially a way for modders to trigger these kinds of... Yeah, it's a way for modders to allow the AI to ally people he otherwise wouldn't ally because of the war, I think. Although, as always, the comment section can always feel free to correct me on stuff. Researching medicine was actually quite nice, because now we have extra force limits. That will prove itself quite useful, I think. And we're losing because the Austrians mainly are losing a lot of battles, but what are you gonna do? Oh, look at that, the Dutch now want to ally me. Yes, I think I'll accept that. You want to join the war? They will in fact join the war. How nice of them. Why not? Now that I think about it, that might not actually have been too terribly smart. It looks like the AI is stuck here in a bit of a I don't know where to put my army kind of thing. see, can I sneak my army up there? And where are you going? He's going to Aachen, yes. I can indeed sneak my army around the Prussians here. That is good. Oh shit, did I just get my navy completely wrecked? Fuck, I think I did. Yep, oh shit. Well, let's see if we can hang out in the Netherlands instead then. Yeah, maybe I should have kept my navy together. That could have been smarter. I really hope I haven't accidentally fucked up this war, because I know in a test game I can pull it off, but things have gone a bit differently this time. But I could always just restart the game, I guess, if I have to. Bread riots. Well, this is the opposite of what I wanted. I don't want extra liberals in the upper house, I want reactionaries. Come on, game, you know you want to give me those events. Right, I think I'm going to start adding some war goals. Let's get Lower Canada. I should probably double check that that's an actual province that I want. Yep, this is the French-Canadian province. Let's get that. I find it kind of funny that we were able to add war goals against the British, even if we haven't actually defeated the British at all in any battles. We have actually lost against them, so... Let's get ourselves on Lower Canada. Come on, give me some more jingoism! I desire more territory in Canada. For obvious reasons. And we have to wait for jingoism to slowly tick up again. So I've added 3 war goals now, but I have the infamy for a 4th one, so I will try and push my luck here to get as much Canadian land as I can. And there we are. Finally we have enough jingoism. I really don't know why they have that jingoism mechanic. Like, I can understand maybe like that the fact that democracies would have it, and well, okay, so technically we are actually a democracy now, so I guess it sort of makes sense, but still annoying. That's what I'm trying to say. So let's get the Maritimes. And if the Prussians are done with war now, we can probably end this. Mexico wants an alliance. Well, I don't feel like fighting the United States, so I don't think so. Mexico, go away. I mean, didn't France historically invade Mexico? I don't see why we would be friends. No, whatever. But regardless, we now have a peace treaty. So obviously this is a thing that the British would probably never accept, but because we are fighting the Prussians and they are pretty desperate to get out of a war at this, or get out of the war at this point. I mean, they have 0 prestige, 1 army point. We have fucked up Prussia, basically. So yeah, the fact that they are so desperate and that they are the war leader, they will in fact accept this, which I find very funny. Aw, look at the British, they took this province. But yeah, let's do this. Sigmaringen is released. Acquire Lower Canada, acquire British Newfoundland, acquire Upper Canada, and acquire Maritimes. Let's do this. There it is. French Canada. Ooh, yes. What is this? Annex Mayotte. Where is that? I don't know. But sure. Smile Islands of Maor. Is it like by Madagascar? Maor, yeah, here we are. Ooh, we can even colonize it. Well, I'll click the button first, because why not? But we should probably colonize the rest of it while we're at it. Are there any other places we can colonize? I should look into this. I don't think so. Maybe... Now, how much do we need to colonize Canada? I know you can colonize it before Africa, but... Yeah, Africa is 10, so... Well, what's that? 15, yeah. Well, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not even too sure if I want to colonize this part of Quebec. Mainly because it would make the borders look very weird with this little line of British territories along the coast. So, yeah, it's kind of a shame. In the base game, without any modding, I think Northern Ontario and Upper Canada are in the same province. And the same with Northern Quebec and Lower Canada. But in this mod they're split up, I guess maybe to make it a bit harder for the United States to conquer Canada or something like that. Or maybe to make it a bit harder for France to conquer Canada. But, uvel. So now the question is, Belgium, or I mean Netherlands, are you going to go are you going to go and invade the Belgians? Because I might help you out with that actually. Also, we never actually needed to mobilize during this war, so that was pretty good. Alright, the final army is returning to France. Denmark wants the alliance back. Or did I ally them in this attempt at the campaign? Or was that the previous one? I forget. I am that kind of a person, I guess. But yeah, I think it's about time to wrap up this first episode. So sadly, we did not get to actually restore the Bourbon monarchy in this episode. Also, speaking of bourbon, I should go get myself a glass of bourbon. That would be pretty fitting. And eat some food. But yeah, I'm getting off track here. But yeah, this is the end of the first episode. And yeah, I guess I can't really promise when the actual restoration of the Bourbon monarchy and, you know, the changing of the color and the flag and all of that will take place, because it will very much depend on the events that we get. So we will have to wait and see until the next episode. Also, feel free to complain in the comment section about the color of Austria, if you didn't like it or whatever, but this episode will have to sort of go back to the way it normally is, in that there will be quite a significant delay between when I'm able to read your comments and when I'm able to put your feedback into the actual video. So yeah, sorry about that, but such is life. So yeah, thanks more for watching this first episode of... actually, yeah, fuck, that's one thing I haven't not talked about yet. I think I'm gonna... Well, I'm not really entirely sure yet what I'm gonna call the playthrough. I might stick with the Royalist France name, mainly because I wanted to actually say France in the title. But I got some really good suggestions, though. One guy wanted to call it Vive le Roi, which I think is Long Live the King, or something like that. And there were a couple of other similar suggestions, but I guess I should have stated in the actual video that I want to make sure it actually says France in the title. So I don't know, maybe I'll figure out a way to fancy it up a bit, or I don't know, combine some of the suggestions with the idea of Royalist France. But regardless, pointless. It's pointless for me to really talk about it, because you see what the title is, even if I haven't actually decided what it's going to be yet. So yeah, thanks more for watching this episode, and until next time, bye.